ethical imperative of leadership in Africa. Across Africa, the crisis of governance, underdevelopment and corruption points not to a lack of resources or talent, but to a profound deficit in ethical leadership. The moral compass of leaders shapes institutions, influence public trust, and determine whether power serves the people or enslaves them. Ethical leadership entails leading with integrity, transparency, fairness, and accountability. It goes beyond technical competence or charisma to the moral disposition of leaders who act in the public interest. As Aristotle taught, ethical virtue is not an abstract idea, but a habit formed through consistent right action. Ethical leaders embody honesty, justice, and service. They lead not merely by authority, but by moral example. African Renaissance, therefore, demands leaders who are ethical visionaries, men and women who see public office as stewardship, not ownership. Ethical leadership requires setting the tone at the top, living out the values of honesty, humility, and accountability. Leaders must build systems that prevent corruption through transparency, open governance, and citizen engagement. Ethical codes of conduct should be enforced in public institutions, complemented by civic education that nurtures moral consciousness among citizens. Luckily, there are African philosophical thoughts upon which ethical and collective leadership can be built. African leadership traditions are deeply rooted in indigenous philosophies that emphasize communalism, accountability, and human dignity. Among these traditions is Ubuntu, a South African philosophy summarized as I am because we are. Ubuntu underscores interconnectedness, mutual respect, and the prioritization of community well-being over individual ambition. Similarly, the Yoruba philosophy of Omoluabi celebrates the leader as a person of virtue and integrity, honest, respectful, and courageous and just, whose character is molded by and accountable to the community. We have a similar concept of Sankofa from Ghana, Ujamaa from Tanzania, Harambee from Kenya. The concept of Harambee from Kenya means let us pull together. And this has been adopted by many communities in Africa. The rovers of Nigeria call it Oshobe. Among the Igbo of Nigeria, the principle of Ohaneze emphasizing that people of with the big Eze trains leadership and stewarding communal will through the council of elders, Eze, and ancestors. These African philosophies share a moral foundation, emphasizing dignity, virtue, consensus, and community. They contrast with the individualistic paradigm of Western leadership model by centering humanity, interdependence, and service. Hence, effective African leadership must recognize these individual principles with contemporary governance and development challenges to produce leaders who are ethical, inclusive, and transformative. Given the continent persistent challenges, bad governance, corruption, unemployment, gender inequality, and environmental degradation, Africa requires a new generation of leaders who can challenge conventional approaches, inspire shared vision, and promote innovation. The type of leadership needs The type of leadership Africa needs is dynamic, strategic, visionary, and transformative. Leaders who empower others, leaders who think systematically, and leaders who are anchored on ethical and inclusive principles. Transformative African leaders must possess the courage to reimagine systems and structures to achieve equity, justice, and sustainable development. They must move beyond personal and organizational interests to embrace public value and community flourishing. Such leaders embody ethical leadership, grounded in integrity, transparency, and accountability, and inclusive leadership characterized by recognition and engagement of diverse voices, including women, youth, persons with disability, and marginalized groups. Now we come to building resilient and impactful leaders for Africa. Resilient leaders learn from failure. They adapt rather than collapse under pressure. Impactful leaders move beyond rhetoric to measurable action. They design systems that serve people. They build accountability through governance and ensure that progress is inclusive. As vast and above the noted, transformational leaders are change agents who mobilize followers around value and vision rather than fear or push. To build resilient and impactful leaders, 4 dimensions are essential. Number 1, vision and purpose. Number 2, values and integrity. Number 3, adaptability and innovation. And number 4, multiplication and mentorship. Leadership, governance, and institutional strength. Across Africa, the progress of stagnation of nations is largely determined by the quality of leadership, the effectiveness of governance, and the strength of institutions. Leadership defines vision, government translates that vision to policy and practice, and institutions ensure that such policies are sustained and delivered effectively. Where any of these 3 is weak, development suffers. In the African context, these elements are often undermined by corruption, weak accountability mechanisms, and personalization of power. However, the failure of leadership inevitably translates into weak governance and dysfunctional institutions. A vicious circle that was be broken in Africa is to achieve inclusive and sustainable development. Transformational leadership offers a way forward. It calls for ethical, visionary, and servant leaders who inspire citizens and strengthen governance systems rather than exploit them. Leadership is not about domination, it is about stewardship. The African imperative toward an ethical and innovative future. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Africa stands today at a defining moment in its history, facing unprecedented challenges, but also unparalleled opportunities. The 21st century presents us with a dual reality. On one hand, the disruptive forces of technology, insecurity, and global inequality. And on the other, the promise of democratic advantage, innovation, and moral awakening. The African imperative is clear. We must build a future anchored on ethics, innovation, and inclusive governance. The prosperity and dignity of our continent will not emerge from the abundance of resources alone, but from the quality of our leadership, the integrity of our system, and the creativity of our people. The second pillar is innovation. The future of Africa depends on our ability to harness creativity and technology for inclusive growth. As the fourth industrial revolution unfolds, Africa cannot remain a consumer of foreign technology. It must become a producer of ideas and solutions. Innovation, however, is not limited to technology. It includes innovative governance, education, and social organization. In Africa, we must envision, the African we envision must be guided by 5 imperatives. Number 1, ethical leadership. Number 2, innovative education. Number 3, institutional integrity. Number 4, inclusive governance. And number 5, continental collaboration. This is the pathway to the Africa we want. Ethical, innovative, and globally competitive. African Renaissance will not be important. It will be imagined, built, and led by Africans who believe that transformation begins with integrity and innovation. And Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it is done. In conclusion, distinguished participants, the time to act is now. Africa cannot wait for another generation to do what ours will do. The mantle of transformation rests upon us, leaders in government, academia, civil society, business, and the faith community. We must rise above complacency and cynicism to reimagine the future we deserve and desire. Let us institutionalize leadership training across our schools and universities, ensuring that leadership formation becomes as essential as literacy. Let us reform governance to reward merit, integrity, and innovation rather than mediocrity and patronage. Let us deliberately cultivate a continental network of ethical, value-driven, and impact-oriented leaders, men and women who are not prisoners of the past, but architects of the future. We must mainstream youth and gender inclusion, not as a token of progress, but as a strategic imperative for sustainability. And we must strengthen collaboration across the continent through platforms such as the African Union, ECOWAS, and civil society networks that connect vision to action and ideas to impact. The time has come for Africa to lead with conscience, to govern with courage, and to innovate with compassion. This is the moment to transform our values into vision, and our knowledge into impact, and our collective dreams into enduring legacy. Leadership remains both Africa's greatest challenge and its greatest opportunity. The insecurity and destruction of our time are not signs of defeat, but invitations to courage. Every generation is called to shape history. As found reminds us that every generation out of relative obscurity must discover his mission, fulfill it, or betray it. Ours is to redeem it. Let us therefore build leaders who are ethical in conduct, resilient in adversity, and impactful in self. Leaders who do not just occupy office, but transform society. Who do not merely react to disruption, but harness it to create progress. Who do not live for applause, but for purpose. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we leave this conference, let us commit to being those leaders of vision, virtue, and pride. For the future of Africa will not be determined by chance, but by choice. The choice to live with integrity, to act with courage, and to serve with humility. May this conference ignite the continental movement of transformational leadership that reduce trust, reduce hope, and reclaim Africa's destiny. And may history remember that we stood at a crossroads and choose to lead Africa into an ethical, innovative, and prosperous future. Thank you, and may God bless Africa.
People of the Fountain.